those of you that are going to be here, we are going to be doing some streaming of Oceanhorn. This is an indie Zelda-like game that came out, I think it's been a few years ago at this point here. Something I just found out recently that they are actually doing a sequel, which I did not know of until just today, actually. But, okay, that's odd. So, why does it have it in the middle of the water there? Alright. So I have played this game before. I haven't done it on a stream or anything, but I got maybe halfway through the game or so. Didn't actually finish it here, but it's been such a long time since I played it, I figured I might as well just do it all from scratch here, and you guys are going to be along for the ride. So, like I mentioned here in the channel message, if you guys notice any weird audio issues or need it rebalanced or anything, let me know, and I'll do what I can. But, so starting here, I know the basics of the story, which they're going to go over in a couple of minutes. So basically, you are this kid. I think you're supposed to be a teenager at this point, living alone, well, living by yourself in this community on an island out in the middle of nowhere. Your father disappeared into the ocean like 10 years back or something like that. He went off to try to fight this terrifying beast that was kind of running amok. Alright, so I bit off the intro a bit there, but as you can see...
Wake up. The time has come.
So it probably hasn't quite been 10 years, but it's been at least a couple of years since that event happened to what's going on now. So you'll see where, sorry about that. Waking up here, we got the necklace and the journal that our father said he left to us here. The journal's from, I guess, if I remember correctly, the father was some kind of explorer or adventurer back in the day, so the journal is just some notes he left behind to let us know what's going on. There are challenges in this game. I had forgotten about that. So, okay, so this is just controls. That's fine. One thing they try to do very purposefully here, and I didn't mean to do that. Alright. One thing they try to do very, very purposefully here is that a lot of the game is meant to look like Legend of Zelda Windwaker. It's got pretty much all the adventures taking place over these different islands. The actual art style and coloration, you can tell, is very Zelda inspired, especially Wind Waker. Lots of bright colors, and the enemies are very cartoony. It's not quite to the same extent that Wind Waker was, but it's definitely not as realistic as something like Ocarina of Time. Maybe like I probably compare it to maybe a 3D version of Link to the Past. Probably would be the closest that I'd say we see here. So yeah, as you can see, we got a little bit of stamina meter here, so we can't just go full bore running 24/7. There's no rolling mechanic, which that's fine. Dash and roll pretty much serve the same purpose here. Minimap may reveal secrets. Okay, so here's our inventory. Flashback, so we can view videos of events that happen. We only have the one so far. A few settings. Fishing log, yeah, there's fishing in here like was in Ocarina of Time. I don't think Wind Waker actually did fishing. No way for us to climb around, and as of right now, we just got a little stick for a weapon. But as you saw, one of the challenges, they do challenges just pretty much just things you can do around each island has its own challenges, just to give you something to go off of, and I think you might get rewards from doing it, like health upgrades and that kind of thing. So one of them was to collect 20 coins. So while we're doing this whole adventure, I'm going to try to grab as many coins as possible. And, oh, here we go. It's actually right on the main page here. Collect 25 coins. Smart Guy is read at least 10 signs and get Father's sword and shield, which that necklace kind of ran off in the direction of a cave up here that we're going to go to. That's where the sword and shield is. But first we got to talk to this guy. Alright. Did you sleep well, kid? Do you still have the same nightmare? Your father often visited the island on his travels when he was younger. Okay, you gonna tell us anything else? Don't forget your training. Run around the island a few more times. Thanks. That was not super useful. You get a key to open the chest. Oop, lantern. Can we just, like, steal his lantern? I would be super okay with that. Okay, so no way to shift the camera, so it's isometric, but you can kind of tilt it a little bit, but this is like the extent of the camera work here, so better than nothing. And we're going to go back out through the door here. Okay, can't open doors with objects in our hands. Alright, so here we got monster that's... Oh, they take quite a few hits. But that's essentially just a gel. Here's some kind of weird Octorok knockoff, like Zelda 1 Octoroks, not newer version Octoroks. And this little babies ran off. I kind of feel a little bad now. Oh well. Alright, oop. Don't want to run into the water. I actually don't think you can run into the water. You just kind of get stuck there. That's fine. One thing I can remember from playing this game a few years ago is it gets... there's a few times where you get kind of stuck in the geography area because it acts a little weird. You can't really jump up and down ledges, but if you have things like... you see there's this little sandbar or little like sandy beach area. If you can jump down to it, and as long as the ledge is short enough, you can jump up back onto the ledge. But there's a few spots where you can get stuck, and I remember I got stuck for probably 20 minutes one time along a cliffside at one of the early islands. I can't remember how I eventually got out, or if I just reset the game or not. But. From the Arcadian area, you will magically spawn next to it if something bad happens to you. Okay, so these are our spawn points, and I think they do teleportation later too, so we can use those to jump between different save spots on the same island we're on. Let's see if we can, yep, nail that guy. Give me that heart. Oh, that was an achievement. I got 50 crystals for it. Don't remember what the crystals do off the top of my head, but there's some kind of currency, so... Alright, so as you can tell, this first island here is just like a little training thing. There's a chest that we can't get to. We have to come down from up top. Wow, his stamina meter sucks. Okay. So this is the cave that necklace kind of jolted into here earlier. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and do our first little dungeon crawl. It's just a tutorial dungeon, so it's not very hard or very big dungeon, but coins, hearts, and other items are hidden all over the world. Okay, that's pretty nothing. I think they wanted it to look like these islands were kind of submerged at one point. The ocean kind of tapered off because you can see here these look like coral. Or maybe just some kind of weird plant life. Oh, that is also one thing I forgot to mention about the opening cutscene there. When we saw the kid's dad go off to fight Oceanhorn, you could see that it was a big metal crab type thing. So this world does have some light steampunk elements, but it seems like there was maybe this steampunk culture that existed, you know, century or two back. Then something happened and it kind of subsided, and now we're at slightly lower tech level. Most of the people you see doing stuff in the world are kind of like, I'd say, Renaissance era tech level. So they got like simple pulley systems. They can do some boat stuff, whatever. I think you see like windmills and stuff on some of the islands, but there's nothing really any more advanced than that, aside from things like Oceanhorn, which we saw was some ancient, forgotten, rusty, mechanical beast that's just kind of causing a ruckus, trouble for a lot of people. So that was, our father went off to fight Oceanhorn. He said he wouldn't just stand by and let it, take us like it did our mother, which we actually do see our mother's grave here on this island in a little bit. A little bit earlier on, whenever I was looking around on the island, you could kind of see it to the side, but we couldn't quite reach it yet. Okay, so this is a reset button. It puts things back to where they originally were. We're gonna pick up this rock, throw it onto that switch, and then we're gonna open this one. Alright, the mother's necklace that ran off on its own, definitely not a simple necklace, but there's our dad's sword and shield, which is weird because I'm pretty sure he took those with him whenever he went off to fight Oceanhorn. So, that's kind of weird. Oh! I forgot that this game has a level up system. That's what those blue crystals are for. It's experience. So going up to level 2 gave me money and refilled my health for some reason. Oh, whatever. Okay. So let's see here. We got our dad's sword and shield. Doesn't look like there's any way to see any description or information on them. Down below we have some quest items, which it's not actually letting me navigate to, but as you can see, that's our mother's pendant and some kind of red crystal, which we'll see more of later. I think these 3 circles in the middle there are kind of like our sub-item slots, like from Link to the Past and other Zelda games. We have the 4 heart pieces to make bigger hearts, so it's all super Zelda-esque. But I don't think that's a bad thing. For starters, the controls are pretty decent overall. It's not perfect, but they're responsive enough. I'm just gonna be honest here. I don't think I ever tried the controls using mouse and keyboard. I just use a Xbox One controller, but they're pretty tight on that. Okay. So the only reason I'm bothering to check all of these tutorial signs is one of the challenges in the game is to read 10 different signs. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother because they really don't give us anything useful. Okay. So, like most Zelda games, it looks like going to the next tier of weapon costs our attack power to double. So usually it took, or before, whenever we just had that wooden stick, it took, I think, 4 hits to kill those beetle things. Now we're taking them down with just 2 hits. And there's the Elder. Oh, you found your father's sword and shield. How did you get your hands on them? You were supposed to have them later. What? Your mother's necklace started to glow. How could I be so stupid? This is one of the symbols of the ancient Arcadians. Or ancient Arcadia. Follow me, I have a story to tell you.
A long time ago, these islands were the mighty kingdom of Arcadia. The Age of Enlightenment led Arcadians to outstanding scientific discoveries. Engineering and magic ran deep in their blood.
Mesmeroak, huh? Cool.
Something that should have stayed in the depths of the earth. Triumph. Mass of dark energy left over from the creation of the world. Black boats arrived to the gates of Arcadia, carrying the dark energy Triumph. Soon the light from the world and from the hearts of men faded. The once flourishing society disappeared into the darkness. After the catastrophe, 3 sea monsters appeared. One of them was Oceanhorn. Born under the dark, burning light of Triumph. Although all of these monsters were powerful, only one survived up to this day. It's getting late, kid. Return to me.
So there are 2 things I kind of picked up from that cutscene. One, I forgot how creepily angular this kid's face is. If you saw the shadows on it there, it kind of made it look like really, I don't know. It made him look kind of like like, I don't want to say an old man, but it made it look like a guy in his 20s or maybe 30s on the torso of what's supposed to be a teenager. It's freaky. But another thing is I forgot I really didn't like the name that they came up with the game. I mean, Oceanhorn. It sounds like it's a name that they thought of because they thought, oh, it'll be cool, it'll be catchy, it'll be something that gets people interested. Which I think the name in and of itself is fine, but then they turned around and made Oceanhorn the name of that beast we saw in the opening cutscene there, which, you know, doesn't have any horns or really look like anything that that name would apply to. Like I said, it kind of looks like a big rusty crab, so I get the ocean part, but the horn just doesn't come through. They really could have thought up a better name for the monster, or what I think they should have done is separated Oceanhorn and made that something else, like maybe made Oceanhorn a mystical item, or made it the name of the world itself instead of the name of the monster, which it bears no real resemblance to. Okay, so like I said earlier, this is Here Lies Teppo the Archaeologist. I was wrong. This is not our mother's grave. This is a grave of an archaeologist. And I think, though, this when we go down this hole here, I think that takes us to like his workshop, where he left some of his studies and such, and we're gonna dig through here. Alright, there's another one of those slime monsters, and it's gone. Alright, so it was just a little connecting cave. There wasn't even anything interesting at all in there. Except for the dude's picnic spot. Wait, this is the hermit's picnic spot, not the archaeologist's. Oh well, I feel a little bad about that. So, we want to jump down here to the right because there's a treasure chest there, but I also kind of want to jump here to the left because there's this... Oh. There's a log. It's not what I wanted to jump down for. I wanted to see if I could do anything with these mushrooms, but it's looking like probably not. But we're going to go ahead and throw this log over. Nope, not up there. I just want you to set it down and see if I can jump up on it and use it to climb. Nope. Alright. I think this is where... Okay, so that's my home area. So we're going to go back through that little cave again. Oh. Interesting. So it looks like the whenever you throw a pot, it tries to auto-lock to an enemy, because I just kind of threw it off in the middle of nowhere, and it seeked out that little beetle thing and nailed it right in its shell. Okay, so what we're supposed to do at this point, the Elder told us to get some sleep because it's getting late. It wants us to go up and take a rest in our tent there, but of course we're going to grab this chest first. Let's see what's in it. Alright, I was trying to decide whether to make this a half-hour or an hour stream. I think just as the first episode here, since there's not a ton that's going on, I'm going to just make it maybe an hour-long one, and then from here on out, I'm going to try to stream this pretty consistently, maybe every day or two here for about a half hour. It shouldn't take terribly long to get through it. From what I remember, most of the puzzles aren't terribly difficult. As long as I pay a little bit of attention, don't do too much backtracking, it shouldn't take terribly long to get through this game. But we'll kind of see as it goes here. Okay. Alright, back up to sleep then. And there's, I think, Melmoth, or whatever the heck his name was. Or maybe one of his bounty hunters. I don't know. Alright, sure. Looks like those things were based off of Nautilus, which are these... I want to call them ancient sea creatures, but I don't know if they are still around or not, but they're those things with the big spiral shell that have like the squid-like tentacles coming out of the end of it. Almanite and Omastar from Pokemon were based on a Nautilus. They're pretty popular. What do they call it? Fossils. A lot of fossils, a lot of common ones are from Nautiluses, but let's see what the old man says. Thank you, kid. That necklace must have attracted these dark creatures just as your father feared. Monsters and evil forces have disturbed the balance of the world. Your destiny is tied to Oceanhorn, just like your father's. It's no use to hide any longer.
Old scriptures tell about sacred emblems, relics that hold the power of God.
I know, I keep changing my accent when I use his voice. I haven't settled on one I like yet.
To maintain the balance of the world, lost their power at the same time as ocean. I believe that was no coincidence. To unravel the mystery of ocean, you must find out what happened to the sacred emblems. Here is what I know. The emblem of Earth that belongs to the owl is hidden in the
Oops, sorry about that. Most of it's really whether with the Ulrus, wise and blah blah, yada yada.
The emblem of ocean belongs to Guildford, the people living in the waters of the world. The emblem of ocean is a relic of their long past glory and former power. The emblem of sun was the pride of Arcadia, a symbol of hope and determination for our kind. I will tell you more about it later. It is time to begin your journey. Seek the sacred emblems. This is the only way to get to Oceanhorn and find out what happened to your father.
Okay, so if the only way to find Oceanhorn is with the three old, medallion artifacts, how did our father find Oceanhorn? It's a little nitpicky, but I don't super love the story of this game. That's the one thing. Like, mechanically, control-wise, the gameplay is pretty fun, it handles well, the puzzles are neat, but the storyline is just so crappy and full of loopholes, and it tries so hard to rip off Majora's Mask, or not Majora's Mask, sorry. Windwaker. Tries so hard to rip off Windwaker. I mean, you could tell it has Zoras and the bird people that evolved from the Zoras in Windwaker. I can't remember what they're called. It's pretty much Go collect the emblems for this convoluted reason. Peh. I hate it. Anyway, so back to the hermit. You will learn about the islands of uncharted seas from your father's notebook. First, you should go and talk to the people on Ticarel Island. Take this key. It opens the door to the pier where your boat is kept. Godspeed. So apparently we owned a boat all this time, and he just decided to keep it from us. That's great, old man. Real nice of you. Alright. Ah, well, whatever. At least it gives us an excuse to go on some epic quest and fight monsters and all that crap. Okay, so I'm not even bothered reading that. He's just giving us a brief breakdown here. He talks to us through some magical conch shell, whatever. So like Windwaker, there are different islands here that you can see. As of right now, there are 3. There's the Hermit's Island, there's Ticarel Island, which we're headed to, and then there's this mysterious floating island that we don't really have any information on. We'll come back to it later. But, so it's just weird that this is the world map. It starts out showing you this... you can just, like, you know, use your up and down arrows and just kind of go to each one of the islands. And you'd think by selecting it, it would just have you go there because this is the way the map's laid out. But no. It draws one of these dotted lines, and you then follow that dotted line and navigate yourself, which is annoying. So you can pull up, you see the B button has a compass, so you can pull that up and change where you want to go midway through. Okay, so you can't free sell yet, but I'm pretty sure that's... Again, it's been a while since I played it, but I'm pretty sure that's something that pops up later. As well as, you can see there's a lot of debris up there. Now this, I know, is something that you have to deal with. You are supposed to get around it or jump over it or something like that. You see we'll crash here and it's... just shoves it aside. Okay, maybe never mind then. I mean, they show up as dots on the minimap. There's something you're supposed to be able to do with them. I just don't think it has unlocked the option for us to interact with them yet, but it's coming. Like I said, super cribbed a lot off of Windwaker, because you did the exact same thing in Windwaker. You got in a boat, traveled between islands, and there were crates and stuff you could work with. Okay, so new island, new challenges. That is one thing I will give this game. It's fun that every time you venture to a new island, that little notebook journal pops up, and you actually get to hear your dad narrating about his travels. That I did like. If they had focused more on the travel and exploration and less on the mystic mumbo-jumbo, I probably would have liked the storyline a lot more. Like, the storyline could have easily just been, instead of having to find these magic mystical medallions that will, for whatever reason, lead you to Oceanhorn, it could have been, hey, head around to the islands in the area and see if anybody can give you some details on Oceanhorn. See if they have any rumors. And, oh, what do you know? There's this dungeon that's on the city, or on the town we need to go into, because it has some island, or some item which might help us in our adventures. That's perfectly fine. That's an okay storyline. That's okay motivation. They didn't really need to try to make it more complicated than that, but oh well. I feel ya. Had a great trip, but on my way back I got seasick. I was happy that the captain knew a small place to take a rest before going on. He called it Sandbar. I was able to gather strength there. So yeah, that's one thing that is kind of neat. Well, one more thing that's kind of neat. as much as I don't like the storyline itself, there are a lot of neat features that I like in this game. And one of them is just depending on people you talk to, hints and clues and random notes you find, you can get information about other islands that are nearby that you can go and visit. And most of them are side quests. You can just go and find some extra stuff. You don't need to, but a lot of times it'll have items that can be helpful. Alright, so art bombs just wonderful. You can use them to open new paths and blow up blocking objects. You should buy them at Bob Island if you have a chance. And now we knew about Bob Island. Oh, I love to watch boats sailing to Tikarel. Not long ago I saw a weird black boat land on that island over there. Other side of the island. Who was that? I am not good at reading out loud. I can read the words in my head just fine. I can say the words out just fine. Trying to combine the two does not work well for me. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, that just tells you what I already mentioned earlier. If you find out the name of an island, it puts it on your map so you can go and travel there later. So the first thing I'm going to do after I'm done on Tikarel is we are going to go to Bomb Island, because the bombs are, like any Zelda-like game, really, really important. So we want to go and collect those as soon as possible, so we can use them to... They're decent enough against enemies, and there's a lot of secret areas that you can only get by using bombs. Dan, I hope you help him with the cargo boats or something since you're not here. Mr. Phil is displeased. He heard somewhere of our rat problem. I said that only rat in my warehouse is my assistant, but when I came here and I saw a fat one right next to the barrels, and it wasn't you. Deal with it. The boss. Don't break any jars, huh? Tell you what, let's do this guy a favor. We'll get rid of the rat problem, but we're also going to just go ahead and break the jars. Alright, problem solved. You're welcome, boss dude. So, one of these cities has a well you can jump into. I just don't remember which one it is. Okay. So, this is Crayfish Entrance. It was blocked by an earthquake. I think this is... you can use a bomb to open it back up. This is the area where I got stuck before. So, if you try to just jump down off of here, if you really finagle it, you can do it. Wouldn't recommend it. There's a very specific path you're supposed to take to be able to get to the back end of the island, and it's not a good idea to try to cheat it, because that can mess things up. Let's see here. You look like an adventurer. You should check out the Adventurers Guild at Tikarel. They can tell you more about levels and stuff. Thanks, kid. Welcome to my shop. What would you like to have? So yeah, once you get access to bombs from Bomb Island, they start stocking them in all the other islands as well. Same with arrows, once you get access to a bow and arrow, and potions and stuff. So let's see, a second chance potion, recover once from death with 1 heart whenever you die. Get a full heart container, or ancient radar. It looks broken but still receives signals. So these are still, these are all items we definitely want to get. Right this moment you can see we don't have a ton of money, but once we start doing dungeons, the money comes a lot quicker. You get treasure chests with lots of money in them. Oh, the fish are scared of the restless beast that has been seen in these waters. When the night comes, you can hear its ancient sounds that drains the joy of you. So that's one thing that kind of alludes to something we already saw. Earlier, whenever we had that cutscene where we were speaking to the mayor and he was telling us about the other cities and such, before he told us to go home for the night, we heard this sound, this kind of like wailing, moaning sound. That was Oceanhorn. And that's one of the things where all the people in the islands nearby have also taken a notice that when night falls, you hear that sound. That's when Oceanhorn wakes up and kind of starts his rampage. They say that 1,000 years ago, before the catastrophe, the kingdom of Arcadia stretched from north to south. There were other kingdoms as well, and each was protected by a sacred emblem. Yeah, we already found that out from the Elder. Let's go downstairs here, see what he's got in his basement. Ooh, rats. So I don't think we really get much out of killing the rats, but we're going to do it anyway. Because they're dirty stinking rats, and the dude might reward us for it. I honestly don't know for sure. Oh. I did completely forget earlier to check when I got to the new island. Like you saw, there was a pop-up in the corner that told us what challenges were on this island. I forgot to go in and read them, so let's see. Hard worker, move crates and other objects 100 times. Town sheriff, I think that's protect the peace in Tigarel. So that's not monster slaying, it's an event. And then hey big spender, spend 2,000 gold at a shop, which we are going to end up doing eventually, just not quite yet. Excuse me. Last year I took part in this stupid trip to Wither Island, or Withered Lands. I was hoping to see the Alru Temple, but all I saw were empty wastelands, and I got sand in my boots and burned my skin. Why would anyone want to go there? And just like that, we learned about Wither Island. Alright, don't think we can do anything with this crate. Oh, the fireworks salesman. We want to get in good with him. The Festival of the Sun is an important tradition for us. Predates even the catastrophe. There is no such darkness in the world that would keep us from celebrating Sol, our goddess. Who is it? In one of these towns, there's actually a girl that we run into. I think it's the daughter of the fireworks maker, actually. I think we meet her up in the hills, and I don't remember what exactly it is she's trying to do. It has something to do with the fireworks festival where you're going to help her out with that. It's Niti's diary. It's rude to peek inside. So, okay, yeah, that was the girl's name, Niti. So we're gonna run into her here in just a little bit, and there's some kind of mission that she's on that we're gonna give her a hand with. Okay, so here's the Adventurers Guild. It's mostly just standard tips. Even the most fearsome enemy has its weak spots. Try different tactics on them. So it's just general tips that if you've played one Zelda game, you'll know exactly what it all is. It is unlikely that you will reach Master Adventurer level, MA. Remember to spend your money. Never start an adventure without visiting the Tigarel shop. Sponsored message. Oh, your adventure level will rise as you slay monsters, take on challenges, and get achievements. Those blue diamonds represent your experience, and depending on how many you have collected, the Adventurers Guild will grant you a matching level. You can always check out the menu to see how many diamonds you have and collect to reach the next level. So that's kind of an in-game exploit. So you're planning to become an adventurer. With my tips, even a shrimp like you can become a legend. Alright, thanks, buddy. So that's kind of an in-game explanation of it. I said earlier whenever I... Oh, sorry, dude, didn't mean to do that. I mentioned earlier when the first level up happened, I said, you know, it's weird that you get money out of nowhere. The in-game explanation here is that you get money because you leveled up, you got more experience, and the Adventurers Guild kind of is petitioning your explorations. So once you became mindful of a certain amount, once you explored enough and got experienced enough, they gave you a bit of a stipend, some spending cash. Okay, so what's this? Arcadia! We got torn from our past, but nothing can take away our future. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cross the bridge here. Trail to Humming Hill. Enemies. So this area is disappointing because it looks like there's going to be something exciting down there, but it's just a bunch of plateaus you can't do anything about. You see the abandoned house behind me? The other night I saw lights inside. People have been telling stories about that house for decades, and I never believed them until now. Okay, I don't remember seeing an abandoned house, but it's got to be around here somewhere. Anyway, we're going to see Neri here in just a couple of seconds. She should be right up. Ah, there you are. Oh, no, that's Faye. I love the atmosphere of this place. You can even see Sky Island when the weather is good. So she's alright. I like Neri better, from what I remember. Alright, so... there's a treasure chest over there that we can get to once we... what the heck is going on? Okay. That was weird. The controller was getting stuck a little bit. So let me see. How do you jump down to the rear side of the island? Do you jump down here and... not down there. Maybe you have to bomb this wall once you get the bombs? Oh, I'll figure it out here shortly. Oh, okay, so this over here is that abandoned house the dude said he saw some lights in. So in order to get up there, we need to go through some kind of cave. And we're going to jump down here to do it. Okay, so there's a limit to how far you can jump down at any given time. Okay, and that's just our way down. I blew that. I blew it. Okay, so this part annoys me. So you should clearly be able to jump up here. It's such a low pier, but you can't. And it's just like, why? Alright, is there anything to the south? Nope. Okay, but I wish I had not jumped down off of that crate, because now I gotta go back up there. Oh, the bridge just leads right over. And is this needy? Oh, there we go. The Festival of Sun is coming. My father is so busy working preparing his fireworks, no one is allowed to go to the Humming Hill before his work is finished. Maybe I'm thinking of another girl from some... No, we definitely help her, just not quite yet. So in order to get up there to where that ladder is, we actually got to jump down this hole. Kind of a hidden cave area. And there's a Zora, or whatever they call themselves in this game. I collect bloodstones around the world. I have collected them from the waters of the world, but I can't reach places far from water. Hey, why don't you help me? If you bring me enough, I'll give you something special. So this is pretty much the equivalent of the Skulltula collection from from Legend of Zelda games. Those red gemstones that I pointed out here in the menu screen earlier are for that guy. Periodically, as we collect more and more gemstones, he gives us trinkets and stuff. I think it's usually money, sometimes adventuring items. Nothing. I don't want to say he doesn't give us anything good ever, because again, I've never finished the game, but from what I remember, it wasn't anything incredibly exciting. Okay, so we got some information here. So this guy is busy trying to make fireworks for his for the ceremony coming up, but since he's busy making fireworks, he's locked off Humming Hill, which we need to go to. And I'm sorry, I was wrong. I thought that was the cave that goes up to there, but it wasn't. Let's see, is there anything at all we can do here at the moment? I don't have a small key. I don't have bombs yet, though I know where Bomb Island is. I can't get over to that hill until I open up that cave, because that goes around and up. Okay, how do I get to that ladder? There's got to be a way to get to that ladder, right? Or maybe that's another one of the things I can't do until I manage to get the bombs. But let's see here. This kid runs out of stamina so fast. Oh, did I go in here yet? The Red Herring Tavern. Okay, I haven't gone into the tavern yet, so that's one more place to go. Withered Lands used to be a great forest of the Aurus. The emblem of Earth was hidden in the forest shrine. I was already in here and already talked to him. Okay. So I've been in the tavern, but I think there's one more building I haven't been in yet. So there's a firework hut. This is the Adventure Guild. I think this is the one. No, I think I've been in here, and it's just... Right. Okay. So both the rat and the jars regenerated. Hooray. That makes it boring. Alright. So yeah, that about settles it. So let's see here. I got about 15 more minutes that I'm going to do in the stream here tonight. I think we're going to hit Bomb Island. Not the Withered Lands, though we could. Bomb Island. And there's one more. Sandbar. I'm gonna hit Bomb Island first. It's just a dungeon island, so hopefully we can bust through it pretty quickly, get our bombs, and then if we have an extra minute or two, we'll run back here to... What was that island called? Tikittle? Whatever it is. Time pending, we'll take the bombs back and blow up one of the cave entrance or something like that. If not, it's something we can always hit the next time I stream, like maybe tomorrow. Bomb Island. Find your first piece of heart, defeat centipedes in the abandoned mine, and use your wits to reveal the hidden treasures. Gee. I forgot to swim. Okay, so I think one of the ways you can reach the rear of the island on Tika whatever village is to actually just swim around the side, but yeah, as you can see, it's stamina based as well, so can't do that here. So eventually there's an item like essentially a boomerang or something like that. This might also be where I need to use some flame arrows, or some arrows to catch flame here. When I was walking on a hill nearby, I fell into a hole. I saw something shimmering in the dark, but I was too afraid to find out what it was and climbed up quickly. Okay, bombs, bombs, and more bombs. Always on the discount. Climb up for more bombs. Bomb shopping. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, this is the bomb hut. We're gonna buy our buy our bombs first off here. I don't have any bombs to sell. I ran out of gunpowder when the miners disappeared. You could find some bombs from the abandoned mines nearby. Alright, so he hasn't made any new bombs, so we are going to find some bombs that were left in the mines for who knows how long, and hopefully they're still stable. Corbin, we need 100 bombs like yesterday. We're about to bring down the large wall. Some weird sounds are coming from behind it. Chief Miner. So that tells me that's probably why the miners ran away. They blew up in a wall they shouldn't have, and stuff came out. In it, always the way. But their misfortune is going to be our gain. We're going to go beat up the beasties that scared them away and steal their bombs. For our own. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's any reason for me to come out this way just yet, but I want to make sure I don't miss anything before we head into the mines. Okay. Okay, I hit a bird with a boulder. That's cool. Okay, so this frustrates me. So clearly this is over here for a reason. There has to be something over on this side, but all you can do is jump down and just pet peeve. Okay. Alright, so I'm not going to dick around here too much longer. Like I said, I'm on a time limit here. I got 10 more minutes, and I want to get those bombs, so let's see if we can get to that cave. Okay, so there's the Moblin replacement. Sweet. Alright. So there was some loose dirt. We fell in, and now we're in the cave system. Okay, so can't... No jumping. Auto jumping or otherwise. Can I go up these stairs? Okay, so that'll just spit me out where I came in. Okay. So we gotta go the long way around to get that bomb chest. Because you know that there are bombs in that chest. And need the bombs to open up that passage to get that... Oh! Forgot about that. Collapsing bridges. Ba-ba-da-da-da. You found a heart piece. Collect 4 of these to increase your maximum health by 1. Okay. So, this cave didn't have any bombs in it. That's a shame. But we did at least get the first heart container, first heart piece of the game. So that's something. And we know to come back here later once we get the bombs so that we can get... I was going to say our first one of the bloodstones, but nope, here's our first bloodstone. You found a bloodstone. Look at how it reflects the light as if it were drops of blood inside. So that's the hard way to get the bloodstones. Whack it with the sword a whole bunch. Once you get bombs, you can lay one at it and it drops almost instantly. Or maybe instantly. Again, it's been a while. Alright, so I can jump down there, but I don't think that's a good idea. But I can't climb up either. Let's see. Now, I know there's some way to get this gate open. Just can't remember if I have to hit a switch or do something else secretive. I probably have to find a way up on this side of the island here. Oh! Okay, now here's our real Octorok replacements. Come on, you jerk. Come on. Okay, so you gotta line it up just right. Because these ones, unlike Octoroks in the Zelda franchise, once you get so close, they just run away. So the only way to defeat them is to reflect their rocks back. But that means you have to get a good angle at them. Okay, heck with it. I'm not worried about that right now. Ooh, let's see what this says. Sailor Stone. I salute thee, O wind. Cleanse my soul with your breath and protect me from sudden death. Take me back to my home so dear before the storm falls over the day so clear. I salute thee, O wind. Crappy Limerick by Crappy Sailor. A boom. Okay, let's try reflecting from this side. Okay, the angle seems so ridiculously inconsistent. There we go. Okay. So that was pointless to waste time trying to beat him. Hey, there's an Armos knockoff. Cool. Rusty, this old statue has stood here for centuries. Alright, sure. I'm okay with that. I'll take free random treasure and a level up. Wow, 10 coins. Oh boy. I'll finally be able to I don't know. I was gonna make one of those stupid I'll finally be able to afford blah 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 jokes, but there's really no point. 10 freaking coins. It's pathetic. I do have a level up though, so let's see what level 3 got me. I'm now Wayfarer and got a pumpkin seed gun for my boat. Aha! There we go. So, like I said earlier, you can do more stuff once you get on the boat. So now, since I hit level 3, I got my first boat upgrade, and I got a gun for my boat. So that means that whenever we're sailing around, I can use that to attack other ships that are attacking me, and also to break open things like barrels and crates and get stuff from them. Okay, so it says the bridge is not safe. When I start to run across this, it's going to be like the one underground. It's going to start to collapse. So we're just going to go, whoop, dash across, and we're golden. More Octoroks. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to mess with them right now. I want to at least get to the cave entrance, and then call it from there, I think. Ow, you son of a gun. Ugh. Okay, I actually don't think there are save points at the beginning of the dungeon, so what I'm gonna do is just run until I find where the dungeon is. Then I'm gonna... Oh... That's a big guy. Ow. 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 Okay. Yeah, no, let me get to that crystal. Just let me get the bloodstone. Yeah. Okay, and... Oof. Okay. I'm going to head back to that save point, and then I am calling it. We'll figure out where the heck the save... Or where the heck the dungeon entrance is next time. So, across here. Then... Oh, jeez. This whole area is just rife with monsters. Can I do anything with that? Nope. Is there another save point here somewhere? This is where I ran across, so I can't get back. Oh, gate. God, just let me jump down. Ow. Okay, he dashed for like 20 feet and got worn out. Alright, so eventually there's an item that we get that lets you drain water out of locations like that. So we're going to have to come back to a lot of these areas later after we can drain the water and unlock stuff. Okay, so this is the dungeon cave entrance. Mines. Oh, it says it's the beach exit. No entrance. Okay. So we don't even have to mess around. You can even see right there, there's a couple of pillars that are blocking the way, so we can't do anything here. This is exactly as the sign says, the way out. But at least we found the way out, and there's our save point. Alright. So that about wraps this up for today, folks. I hope any of you that viewed the video here enjoyed it, seeing this game here a little bit. I'm going to play at least a few more sessions of this. I don't know for sure if I'm going to beat the whole thing. That's kind of the goal here, but I don't 100% know for sure if I'm going to stick it out, if it's going to make it worth it to even bother here. But if you guys enjoy it, shoot me a message, let me know here. I'm going to have this from Twitch. I'm also going to upload it on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube. So if anybody wants to leave me a comment, let me know if you like the video, if you don't. If there's something else you'd rather see, I have a stupidly large backlog of games, including just about any RPG under the sun. So if there's anything you guys really want to see here, let me know. But in the meantime, thanks for giving us a watch here, and I'll see you again.